for a sport that's going to try and even grab more of a foothold here, we've had obviously races in Austin and Miami, going to have them in Vegas, and to try and grow even more in the U.S., does it hurt it that it was Lewis Hamilton for what, 7 or 8 years?
Yeah.
It was Mercedes for 7 or 8 years, and now it's Verstappen, winning all the time. And you see, as you mentioned, the same 3, 4, 5 guys up near the top where you are and the grid to start, the pole or what row, how close you are to the front usually means you're going to be there. Does that overall hurt the excitement of the sport?
I'm not sure if it does. I mean, I've only been following for a couple seasons, and the whole reason for the rule regulation going into this season was that the FIA decided that they wanted to even the playing fields a little bit because Mercedes had been so dominant for so long, and there was, maybe waning interest about knowing who the champion was going to be before the season even started, because Mercedes just had massive investment in their car and a massive advantage to the other drivers. But I mean, to me, at least in this race in Montreal, the Canadian Grand Prix this weekend, it was still really exciting despite, even not paying attention to the title chase. Like the last 15 laps, there was a chance that Carlos Sainz, who drives the Ferrari, was going to be able to catch up to Verstappen, and he wasn't. But there was still, aside from that, so many, funny and interesting things that happened. And I think a lot of real, true fans of the sport are just as interested in the rest of the grid than they are the top 2 or 3 cars and the top 2 drivers. So it remains to be seen what the new fans, I guess, really care about and what they're interested in. But I still think that the reason that the sport has become so popular in the States is because people really like all of the different characters. And those things are still very much in play, even if who's going to win a race. So I guess it remains to be seen how, Verstappen, anything can happen the rest of the season. They've had to retire their car twice this season, too.
Right.
His car specifically, and Red Bull had issues this weekend, too. So who knows what's going to happen, but, he's really, really good. And I don't think that he's the only reason people watch. And I don't think people just watch because they want their guy to win. Because if you're not a Verstappen fan or a Charles Leclerc fan, you wouldn't have been watching the season anyways. So I guess we'll see.